I went through 100 listings available right now in central London, all under £1,500 a month. And honestly, most of them are not worth your time. So I picked the ones that actually matter, including one that is genuinely below market rate, and one that looks good on paper but I'd never recommend. Here's what I found. This first studio is advertised at £1,450 a month and it is in Paddington, just north of Hyde Park. It's a 9-minute walk from the station. If we look at the floor plan, this place is just under 23 square meters or 245 square feet, which is average for a studio. But one good thing is that the kitchen is separated from the main room, so you won't be sleeping with your head next to your oven. The main room is fine and in good condition. I like that we have large windows, and it would be big enough to have a bed and a sofa bed. It's unfurnished here, so I edited the picture to show you what it would look like, and this is what I came up with. I think we could have a bed in the back and then a sofa with a little TV area and coffee table at the front. Or you could go with a Murphy bed to have more space to move around during the day. Here's the kitchen, which, as we saw on the floor plan, is separated from the main room. It's not super modern, but it is well maintained, in good condition, and we have the main appliances. There is a proper stove oven, a fridge, a washing machine, a bit of storage and countertop space, and a window, which is a big plus. And the bathroom is fine as well. It's fully tiled, there is a bit of storage, and there is a window here as well, which is great. It is becoming harder and harder to find fully self-contained studios in central London. So I think for the price and location, this is a good option. And if you want me to help you find your dream place in London, we can chat. I'll put a link below so you can book a free call. Next up is Canada Water. It's only 2 stops from Zone 1, and if you walk anywhere near the city, you can cycle there in about 20 minutes. It feels surprisingly peaceful for how well connected it is, and at this price point in London, that combination is rare. This studio is advertised at £1,500 a month, and we are in South East London this time, not far from the Thames. The closest station is Surrey Quays and it's a 10-minute walk. Something super cool with this place is that we have a separate kitchen with storage, and we also have a separate bedroom, or at least a sleeping area. And the location is fantastic, it is literally on the docks. I used to live in this area and I enjoyed it so much. It's very peaceful, quiet, it's super nice, and you have a view on Canary Wharf and the water. It's fully pedestrian, so no cars, and it's just the best. I used to really enjoy taking long walks in this neighborhood, so I approve. The studio is just over 30 square meters or 320 square feet. This is the little living room area where you have space for a sofa and a coffee table. You could put a TV here on the wall, and there is also a little fireplace, which is nice. Then in the bedroom area, they made the most of the space by adding storage above the bed and here on the side, and there is space for a double bed. Not much else, but that's decent. The kitchen is a very good size and it's very well equipped. There is a proper stove oven, a washing machine, a fridge, storage, and countertop space. And there is a window as well. And finally, the bathroom is very flowery, but at least it's on topic, from tiles to curtain. There is a bath and it's a decent size. This is as good as it gets in this area for a budget of £1,500. Here you have a proper kitchen, a separate bedroom, a high-quality environment, while being super close to central London. I might be a bit biased because I used to live in this neighborhood. And we paid only £300 more for a one-bedroom flat, but it was more than twice as big. And we also had incredible facilities like a swimming pool, a riverside terrace and barbecue, a gym, and more. If you want to see what the flat that I rented in this exact neighborhood looked like, you can click here to see the video that I made about it. So this studio was very promising, but unfortunately this kind of opportunity is rare. This place is listed at the same price, £1,500 a month, and the building itself is nice, but the flat is absolutely horrible. First of all, the person who took the pictures never heard of a wide angle or landscape picture. It's very hard to imagine what the space would look like. And honestly, looking at these pictures, I just want to run away. Look at the mess. There is so much stuff everywhere. Here in the bathroom, in the kitchen, it's so messy. And it's also super dirty. Look at the window. The photo is super bad quality, but even with this very low resolution, we can see that the windows are black with mold. This is disgusting and so dangerous for your health. Also, the wall below looks like it's in a very bad state, probably because of humidity. Again, in the kitchen, the window is black with mold, but also so dirty that you can barely see through. And then in the bathroom, it's the same. You can barely see anything in the mirror because it is so dirty. There is mold on the side of the bath, and then look at this window. Honestly, when I saw that, I nearly threw up. There are dots of mold everywhere. This is not okay. This place is not fit for living. I don't care about the price, I don't care about the location, this should not be advertised. It shouldn't be rented in this state, let alone for £1,500. Let's have a look at somewhere that is actually livable now, and it's actually the cheapest of today's selection. This studio is advertised at £1,200 a month and it is in South London in Clapham. It's a 15-minute walk from Clapham South Station and it's close to the park as well. Here we have only one main room with an open-plan kitchen. The total surface is just under 19 square meters or 200 square feet, so it is on the smaller side. But it's actually arranged in a way that makes the most of the space. In the main room there is a brand new kitchen that looks great with high quality materials. There is storage, a proper stove oven, and I guess a fridge behind this door? Obviously, we won't be doing MasterChef here, but it is good for a studio. And then in this area, this is where the main room is. Here they put a bed that can be used as a sofa during the day and can be used as a proper bed at night, because this is a proper mattress and you can even pull the bed to make it a double. I think this is the best solution for small spaces like this when you don't want to compromise between a sofa and a proper mattress. There isn't a lot of storage, but there is a wardrobe here. We could probably add a bit of storage here, but it will be limited. One thing that I like is that it's very bright. We have two large windows and we have a view on trees, which seems private enough, so that's nice. I love it when I find a blank, clean space like that. I think it makes it so much easier to imagine how I could make it mine. For example, here, this is what I would do. I'd put cushions on the bed so it actually looks like a sofa during the day. I'd pick a coffee table with a bit of storage to optimize the space. And I would add curtains for the vibe and more privacy. And then the bathroom is a real highlight as well. It's very spacious for a studio and it's also fully refurbished with high quality materials. We have a bath, space to move around and a window as well. It's the cheapest property of today's selection and I think for the price and location, it's a very good opportunity. And I found another one close by for almost the same price so we can compare. This studio is listed at £1,250 a month and it is in Brixton. It's a 4-minute walk from the station. It's just over 26 square meters or 280 square feet, which is a good size for a studio. There is only one main room without a dedicated sleeping area, but we have a separate kitchen. In the main room, there is space for a double bed and a desk area. There is also a little balcony overlooking the garden, which is super nice. There is definitely enough space to breathe and move around. And we have storage with the shelves on this side and the built-in wardrobe on that side. There are a lot of personal belongings in this picture, but if we remove the tenant stuff, it would look like this. I find it a lot easier to imagine how we could rearrange the space when it's mostly empty. Then this is the separate kitchen, which is not big, but I think it's quite a nice space. We have a large window so it's bright. There is countertop space, storage, a washing machine, a proper stove oven, and a fridge. So I think it does the job, I approve. And finally this is the bathroom, which is again very acceptable. There is a bath, storage, a window, and it looks like it's in a good condition. They say in the description that it will be redecorated before the next tenant moves in. So that would be interesting because I wouldn't say it needs it. Yes, it could be modernized a little bit, but I think it's very decent as it is. But imagine they went all out and did something like that. We can dream, right? So I think for the price in this area, it is a very, very good opportunity, especially if it's redecorated. Speaking of modern studios, the next one is brand new and looks amazing. It's advertised at £1,500 a month and it is in West London in Acton. It is super close to the high street, so that's a bonus, and it's a 12-minute walk from Acton town station. It's brand new and super modern. The kitchen looks great. We have storage, a very nice countertop, an integrated full-size fridge here, a stove oven, and a cool tap. There is also a nice floor and nice lighting. In the main room, we could do several combinations. Here's the first option. We could have a very comfortable living room with a sofa bed. For the second option, we could have a Murphy bed and a sofa. This way you can enjoy a real living room during daytime while still having a proper mattress. Or if you don't want to invest in this kind of bed, you could simply have a double bed and a sofa, but it might feel a bit cramped if you did that. The bathroom is not big, but it is also brand new. There is a large shower and it's fully tiled with storage, a mirror, and a window for natural light and ventilation. West London is usually more expensive, and finding something acceptable wasn't a piece of cake. Actually, while doing my research, I came across this listing that had so many red flags. First of all, I found two separate listings from two different agents for the exact same place. However, they were not saying the same thing. Here's the first listing, that's the one with the most information, with the floor plan and more pictures. So let's have a look. This is what the room looks like. It is tiny. It is less than 7.5 square meters or less than 80 square feet. And you basically have space for a single bed, a tiny wardrobe, and I don't even know what this is, but it's definitely not a proper table or desk. And then in the listing, they are showing a picture of this kitchen, which is a decent kitchen. It is a bit messy, but there is a window, it's big enough, with all necessary appliances. And then there is this picture of a bathroom, which again, is not the best, but not the worst either. Now, if we look at the description, they say that there is a private kitchen and a private bathroom. So by looking at the listing, you would think that this is your kitchen, just for you. That's literally what they are advertising. However, in the other listing that I found about the same place, it's clearly indicating that you have access to the communal kitchen. So this is not a private kitchen, this is shared with other people living in the building. And this listing also says that the property has a designated bathroom, which means that it's not directly attached to the bedroom. You have to go through the communal space to access your bathroom. So this is basically a building where they have a few rooms, a communal kitchen, and a couple of bathrooms. Not a studio at all. The first listing is very sneaky and is flat out lying, which I was able to spot only because it is advertised by two different agents, and one of them had the decency to not lie. So be on your guard. Another red flag here is that it mentions that it's all bills included. Usually when it's a fully self-contained property, you are responsible for your own bills. You might have water included or one bill here and there, like it was the case in some of my previous places. But all bills included, especially council tax, usually means it's a room to rent in a house. Before you book any viewings, make sure you know what to watch out for. I made a whole video breaking down real dodgy listings, exactly what the red flags are and how to spot them. I'll link it here. So this joke of a studio was located in Fulham, and I had to dig deeper to find a place actually worth your time in this neighborhood. This studio is listed at £1,400 a month, and the closest station is Putney Bridge, which is a 6-minute walk. The studio is 30 square meters or 320 square feet, which is a good size. And here again we have a separate kitchen. In the main room, we have this full wall of integrated storage, which is great. We have high ceilings, large windows, and it is overall a nice room. One thing to note is that it's on the ground floor, so it's not super private. So what I would do if it was me is that I would cover the lower windows with some privacy screens. And you could furnish it with either a proper bed and a small armchair, or prioritize daytime and go with a sofa bed. The kitchen is not super modern, but there is a large countertop space, a bit of storage, and a proper stove oven. And then the bathroom is again not super modern, but big enough with a bath and a bit of storage. Overall, it is rare to find a studio below the £1,500 mark in this neighborhood, and it is a good opportunity, especially once you see what is advertised just next door. I found this place that is advertised at £1,750 a month, which is £350 more. Okay, let's start with the pros, because the list is very short. The pros is that the view is better. We're not on the ground floor, it's very private, we have a view of trees, so that's nice. And the bathroom looks great. It is super stylish, super modern, and there is a window. That's the only pros of this place. Size-wise, the room is pretty much the same size, although the kitchen, which we'll come to in a second, is part of the room. When in the previous studio, the kitchen was separated. But this is actually not a kitchen, this is a fridge and a sink. The picture that they're sharing here, this is a shared kitchen. So this place costs £350 more when it's not even a studio. It's just an ensuite bedroom in a shared property where you don't have your own kitchen. So which one would you go for? The more modern and expensive one that is not a studio, or the slightly more dated one that is also cheaper and fully self-contained? Let me know in the comments. Next, we are going to an even more expensive neighborhood where I rarely find anything decent to share in my videos. But today I did. This place is advertised at £1,495 a month, and it is in West London in Kensington. It's a 5-minute walk from Kensington Olympia Station. This place is not the most modern, but one good thing is that there is a separate bedroom. So here's the main room where we have a very basic kitchen, although I do like that we have a proper stove oven. But other than that, there is a small fridge, a couple of cupboards, and there isn't much else. In the room there is also a very ugly sofa in my opinion, but I appreciate that we have plenty of windows. And we have this separate bedroom, which is a proper space. There is plenty of storage, another 2 big windows here, and a space for a double bed, so that's very good. And then the bathroom is not necessarily my style, with this bath that looks more like a big bucket, but it's a decent size. There is only a tiny sink, but it does the job. So this place could be good for you if you want to live super central and want to have a separate bedroom, but you don't mind the more dated style and the basic facilities. If you want to see more options below £1,500 a month, click here to watch another selection.